Yo, what's going on? Chavo Guerrero Jr. here, giving a big shout out to Wrestling Rehab. Keep watching, keep listening, and viva la raza.
Órale. Órale, Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies out there. I am on the road trucking it up. Oh man, I'll tell you. I'll tell you, man. You know, this isn't for everybody. I've been doing this for 20, yeah, gosh, 23 years now. Damn. Still loving it. Still enjoying what I do. All right, man. Look, what a what an eye opener of a Friday night SmackDown that we had this past Friday, right? And what is that? The second or third 2 hour long Friday night SmackDown, the return of the 2 hour Friday night SmackDown. It's been like 3 weeks already or something like that. I've actually liked it. I've been saying for a while since it went to 3 hours, I've been saying it like I wanted to go back to 2 hours. It's Friday night. To take it back down to 2 hours. And they did because they listened to me. Good. That's great. They don't listen to me all the time, but hey, they listen to me on that one. All right. So before we get into the whole street fight thing, first I want to go ahead and I want to acknowledge something, man, and that is Buff Bagwell. Buff Bagwell, man. Amputated leg. I look. I didn't really keep up with Buff Bagwell once he wasn't in the spotlight anymore. I mean, his big run was in WCW, and yeah, man. After that, I think I saw him on a documentary. It wasn't really a documentary about him. It was a documentary about. Dang it, man! I wish I could remember it vividly. I think it was like a documentary of like taking painkillers or something of that sort. Um, and him saying, the addiction to it. He was in it. A couple of other people were in it, and he said, like, "Hey, man, got to do it because this is all I know." And this is years ago, years ago. And that was the last I ever seen or heard of him until just recently. You had Maven do his thing, but everybody started reporting on Buff Bagwell. And when I looked at him, when I saw him, honestly, I didn't even recognize the dude on the real, man. With the pictures that I seen of Buff Bagwell, in all reality, unless somebody told me that that was Buff Bagwell, I would have no idea. He doesn't look like he used to look. Now, I know what people are saying, like, well, of course not. He's a lot older. But I'm not even talking about like the body. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, the muscles and everything. Just his face and everything. Like, good gosh, man. I took a look at him. I'm like, wow. I, yeah, you would have to tell me that that was Buff Bagwell because I would not know. He looks completely different, man. And it was kind of sad to see. Kind of sad to see. But I'm not gonna, say like, hey man, Buff Bagwell was like one of my favorites or anything, because he wasn't. But I definitely knew the name. He was definitely doing something right. He was doing something right because I wasn't the biggest I'm sorry, WCW fan, but I knew who he was and I did see some of his matches. So he was definitely doing something right. But all right, man. Before we get into Monday Night Raw, by the way, the Tribal Chief will be at Monday Night Raw tonight, baby. Oh yes, OTC. All right. Look, SummerSlam is starting to form, which is a good thing. you've had some of these PLDs that really they've kind of been thrown together, man. And on the real, it's kind of been tough to keep up with in the sense of like, do you know all the matches that are going to happen at this PLD? Because next week there's another PLD or a Saturday night's main event followed by another PLD, and it's like, good gosh, man, I kind of get a little bit mixed up of like, okay, wait, where's this match happening? Because I don't really know. Okay, is this match gonna happen? Is it not? I kind of get a little bit lost with all the storylines that they try to throw on the fast lane just so they can make it to the weekend, whatever show it's going to be on, whether it's a PLE, whether it's Saturday night's main event. And it's been a little rough, man. It's been a little confusing, keep up with, because the storyline just started just like a week ago, and now we're just kind of speed tracking this thing so it can make sense, so you could be super duper interested when the weekend hits. And it's like, no, man, you need time to breathe. You need time to build. You need time to form a story here. So I like that we're not waiting all the way to the week of SummerSlam for them to start building this baby up. If anything, they should have started building up already. I mean, a few weeks ago. But of course, what do we have? We had Saturday night's main event. We had Evolution. We had just so many things. But at the very least, it's a two-nighter for SummerSlam, right? One of the big four. Yeah, I was talking to my son. He was telling me this. He was like, "Hey, should WrestleMania go to 3 nights so it could still be the mothership show, so it could still be WrestleMania?" And I'm like, "Nah, that's gonna be too much, man. It's gonna be way, way, way too much of a WrestleMania for it to go that many days." But let's talk about the contract signing. All right. So I I don't know if I'm alone on this. All right. I've kind of lost some interest in John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Like I'm just kind of like, nah, I don't even really care that much. And this is, the two biggest stars. I mean, the biggest baby face out there in Cody Rhodes. I mean, one can argue that maybe it's main event Jey Uso. I still think it's Cody Rhodes. And then John Cena, the John Cena, his final year. This is kind of just falling flat, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't even really care. I'm kind of hoping that it's not a main event at SummerSlam, even though I'm sure it's going to be. But when you think about SummerSlam, when you think about Gunther versus CM Punk, and you got Roman Reigns, he's going to be having a match. There's no match set yet for him, at least not yet. Some are speculating that it's going to be Braun Breaker. Some are speculating that it's going to be Bronson Reed. I was thinking that it was going to be a tag team, but from what I'm hearing, now from what I'm seeing, apparently that's not the route they're taking as far as the tag team match going. So I really want them to marinate Braun Breaker versus the Tribal Chief just a little bit more. I don't think they should have that yet. So if anything, I would say Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso and Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns. If they're not entertaining a tag team match. But going back to Cody and John Cena, yeah, man, I have lost interest. I really have. I've like kind of like checked out a little bit. So when the contract thing was coming out, it's like, all right, look, we're still having John Cena as the heel. I do believe at some point, he turns babyface. I don't know when. I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to think, wow, is he really going to for one day or not? Um, Cody Rhodes is out there. He's fired up. He's pissed off. You get John Cena go out there talking about that. Listen, I got to film a movie. I'm Mr. Superstar. I'm Mr. Hollywood. He was doing it in a somewhat of a humble way. He wasn't like really bragging much about it. I'm like, all right, John. I mean, look, if you really want to be a heel, kind of rub it in his face. You know, cut a little bit of a better promo, telling them like, "Hey, listen, I'm the superstar. You're nothing. You're trying to be like me, right?" But he was saying that he can't do it. Walking out of the ring, Cody Rhodes goes after him, beats him down, throws him back into the ring. They mix it up a little bit. Cody Rhodes, while John Cena's knocked out, Cody Rhodes gets John Cena's hand and makes him sign the contract. And what did he say at the end? That it is in the contract. It is a street fight. Oh boy. Oh boy. John Cena. John Cena is definitely a shell of himself in the ring. He hasn't just lost a step, he's lost a few steps. This street fight, now I'm a little concerned. How good can a street fight be with this version of John Cena? I mean, outside of just punching each other, going through the fans, right? Maybe going out to the concessions or something. That's assuming that the match is going to start in the ring. Maybe it doesn't. But how great can a street fight match be with this version of John Cena? Because I'm already starting to think, man, goodness gracious, this is not going to be pretty. It could probably help Cena get him out of the ring a little bit. Maybe throw Cody Rhodes around or use some sort of props, of course. But when you think about like street fights, which is basically no holds barred matches, lately, I mean, they've been pretty damn good. It's a little bit more than just grabbing a chair and just hitting your opponent with it, and all right, that makes it a really cool street fight. No, you gotta do more. I just don't know how much John Cena really has. Like I said, it could probably help John Cena. Maybe a street fight does help John Cena because it gets him out of the ring because definitely he is not what he used to be. So maybe it does help him. But the way I'm looking at it, the way I'm looking at it, the way the way these superstars have performed a lot of these street fights, no holds barred matches, it they've been great. It's not just, hey, just put your opponent through a table and grab a chair and hit them. Like, no, that's boring nowadays when it comes to a street fight. You got to do a heck of a lot more. I don't know if John Cena really has all that in him. I mean, the way he uses the championship belt to knock out his opponent, it is terrible. It is gosh awful, man. You gotta at least nail that down. You gotta at least practice that because it is, my goodness, it is horrendous to watch. But all that being said, all right, we got a street fight between the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Now, wouldn't it make sense? Wouldn't it make sense now for John Cena? This is a street fight, homie. This is a street fight. We're taking it to the streets. Not literally that they're gonna be out there fighting in the street, or who knows? Maybe they do. I go back to the uh, Gold Dust versus Roddy Piper, right? When they started fighting in the alley and they started showing the high speed pursuit of O.J. Simpson. That was actually pretty cool, man. So, but I doubt because as high profile as this match is, I doubt that they're going to start out in the alley. They could start that match out in the alley because it wasn't a high profile match. It wasn't the main event. I don't think that they're going to do that with this one. Or they might. They might start out there. Of course, it's going to end up in the arena at some point. But the point that I was trying to make, wouldn't it make sense? Wouldn't it make sense in a street fight for John Cena to come back as the Doctor of Thugonomics? Like, this is it, John. This is it, John. Everybody hates your damn stupid heel turn. I have not met anybody that has said, man, you know what? This is a really good storyline that John Cena's got going on. I haven't heard anybody even say that it's decent. Everybody has said that it's horrible. This is your time, John, in a street fight to come back with the Doctor of Thugonomics. Letting everybody know, all right, you want a street fight? You want to be from the streets? Here it is. Come with the, your crooked hat, a jersey, chain with the lock around your neck. Brew some excitement out of that, man. But I doubt that's what's going to happen. So, but nonetheless, look, as far as like I've said, okay, at least for me personally, this storyline is like, my goodness, man, this sucker's on life support. I don't want to say it's completely dead. This street fight kind of gets me a little interested. I'm thinking it's gonna be a horrible one. I hope it's not. Look, I'm rooting for Cena. I want him to go out on top. I really do. I want him to have a good farewell. The dude has put in his time in this business. He was the top dog for, I think, longer than anybody ever. So I want him to go out, man. I want him to have a good farewell. And it's not going that way. At least not yet. Maybe they turn something around and it's like, wow, you know what? This turned out to be pretty damn cool. Maybe it erases everything else. Look, Travis Scott is out of the picture now. He is out of the picture. Thank goodness. He never should have been involved. I mean, you got a lot of cleaning up to do here with this storyline. You got a lot of cleaning up to do. This storyline all started with The Rock and Cody Rhodes. That's how it all started. It didn't even involve John Cena. You just decided to bring John Cena into the mix. It was actually Cody Rhodes that was supposed to sell his soul, whatever the heck that meant, to The Rock or not. He was either supposed to do it or not. And some way, somehow, through the midst of all that, it's like, nope. Instead of Cody, it's John that did it. Then The Rock steps away. All right, he's done. The final boss, he's no longer part of the story, which makes absolutely zero sense. Travis Scott's still in the mix. Now he's gone. I just, like, this has just been a complete debacle, man. But nonetheless, look, I've kind of lost interest, but it's a street fight. All right, let's see. It's SummerSlam. I love SummerSlam. It's the first two nighter. Let's let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Brings I guess a little excitement. A little interest for me at least. Maybe maybe I'm the only one that was somewhat checked out. I don't know. All right, man. But moving along, we got Monday Night Raw tonight. I don't know why this doesn't reload well. You know, um, we got Roman Reigns coming. He doesn't have a match, but he's addressing um, Paul Heyman. That storyline, probably just because Roman's involved, that storyline has some legs, man. See, that's the thing about when it comes to John Cena. There's so many storylines that are a lot bigger than what John Cena's doing. And John Cena, this is his last hurrah. This is it for him. He's on his way out, and he's the John Cena. And really, I don't hear anybody excited for John Cena to come out, or is he gonna make an appearance or not? Or I don't hear anybody caring about it. I mean, heck, I think Charlotte Flair is getting more eyeballs on her since she's changed her character, teaming up with Alexa Bliss. They're over there doing their thing, and Charlotte, she's a little bit more lighthearted. She's not mean. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a separate video on that because Charlotte Flair is my favorite wrestler. Do I like the way they're going with her? Nah, man. You know what? I'll leave that for yeah, I'll leave that for another video because I could go a little bit more deeper on that one, man. Because I really like Charlotte. But yeah, let's see. You got Roman Reigns tonight. Okay, now it uploaded. All right. You got CM Punk doesn't have a match, but he'll just be addressing his match with Gunther. You got Becky Lynch. She's a be addressing. She has a proposal for Lyra Valkyria. Shout out to Lyra, man. She's up there doing it with the big dogs. I didn't really care about Lyra when she first came on board, but she's starting to grow on me. You got Sami Zayn tonight versus Karrion Cross. Okay. All right. I look, Karrion Cross. I don't know what they want to do with Karrion Cross, what direction they really want to go with him. I mean, he got people behind him after his little so-called somewhat pipe bomb. But if they have Sammy win tonight, I don't know. I think that kind of just buries Karrion Cross again. You got a nice, good match here tonight, man, with Sheamus versus Rusev. That's a good one. That's gonna be physical. I like that match. I think I'm gonna go with Rusev on that one. They're definitely trying to build Rusev more than Sheamus for sure. You got Raquel Rodriguez versus I'm sorry, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Bailey and Lyra. Yet Lyra is gonna get addressed, or Becky Lynch has a proposal for Lyra, but Lyra is in action tonight, teaming up with Bailey. So something's gonna happen right there. Something's gonna go down. Some sort of backstab, something, in my opinion, man. Bailey, to me, honestly, man, it kind of seems like Bailey's on her way out. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but it kind of looks like she's on her way out as well. I don't think. I just don't see. It seems like she's just in it to kind of put the younger generation over, which is cool. That's what you're supposed to do. And then you got a triple tag team match here as well. The tag team division, man, I'll tell you, if anybody cares, good for you. Good for you. As somebody who grew up loving and watching tag team wrestling, I just man, tag team has really, really, really taken a dive on both sides. I mean, for the women and for the men. It's just, I mean, they're good matches, though. I will say that they do have good matches. We just need some better storylines. But what they did on SmackDown, that was great. As a matter of fact, I've already said it. Match of the year was the TLC match a few nights back at a SmackDown. That was, in my opinion, probably the greatest TLC match I have ever seen, ever. Hey, before Monday Night Raw starts, there's a few things I want to talk about, but I'll just make separate videos on them. But here's something I'll go ahead and touch on. So the Hardy Boys, I guess they became tag team champions in TNA. I do tap into TNA a little bit here and there, and looks like Bubba Ray Dudley went into the ring and proposed one more match between the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. Oh man. Um, for one, I would say this. At least for me personally, the big matches was never between the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. It was between the Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian, not against the Dudley Boys. Not saying that there's no history there, because there is, but to me, the marquee history when it comes to tag teams involving the Hardy Boys, in my opinion, it was against Edge and Christian. That's one thing. Second of all, I don't even know when's the last time Devon or Bubba Ray Dudley even wrestled. Maybe they do a little something here and there. I'm not really sure. But I mean, if they go ahead and have a match, I just hope they know what they're doing, where they don't go out the way Brothers of Destruction versus Triple H and Shawn Michaels did. I I completely tried to forget that Shawn Michaels' last match was that Crown Jewel in a tag team match, because His final match was really at WrestleMania 26 against The Undertaker. He had two back-to-back matches against The Undertaker. At WrestleMania 25, I thought that was the best match. WrestleMania 26, it was good, but it didn't outdo 25. I like to believe that that was his last match. Unfortunately, if you want to get technical here, that was not his last match. He came back, he went to Crown Jewel, teamed up with Triple H as DX, and it was DX versus Brothers of Destruction in a gosh awful match. Now, apparently, the Hardy Boys can still throw down. I'm not too concerned about them. They're not going to be able to throw down as they once used to, but they can still throw down. It's the Dudley Boys that I'm concerned about. Dudley Boys were never guys that were like in great shape like that. They were always on the bigger side. And now it's like, you've been out of action for a while. Not sure how much you can do, especially if you're thinking that they're going to go ahead and have a match that's going to rival some of the matches that they've had before. I'm thinking that's what people are expecting. Because if that's not what you're expecting, then why have the match? All right, let me see. Let's get to. Let me bring it up here. Monday Night Raw, baby. Oh yeah, it's starting. I didn't see how they're gonna kick off the show, but let's check this out. Where's my? There it is. I got this little phone holder where it kind of holds it up for me like it's a little television. Oh yeah, they're recapping last week that gauntlet match. Man, I'm telling you, that really put Braun Breaker over. Telling you guys, man, I've been saying it. He's the next big star. Braun Breaker, next big star right there. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna tap about it here. I'll drop some videos during the week because there's a lot more things I want to talk about. Definitely want to talk about Goldberg. Probably get a little bit more in detail on Charlotte Flair and a couple of other things that's going to be going on. But let's see what happens on Monday Night Raw tonight as we start inching closer to one of the big four known as SummerSlam, the first ever two-night SummerSlam. Glad they're starting to build it as opposed to just start making matches that week like they've been doing. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and tap up out of here. You guys enjoy Monday Night Raw. I will do the same, but it better be a good one, man. Better be a good one. All right. Total Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies. Catch you guys on next one.
Take this home and I'll take off.